In the early days, I often engraved flat acrylic sheet, and then heating it up in an oven, you could either vacuum form it into a mould or blow it into a hemisphere or a bubble. And I did quite a bit of work using that technique. Latterly, I've been using a technique where the vacuum forming is already in existence, and I've been working on the surface, both on the inside and the outside. Obviously, when you vacuum form a flat sheet, the drawing changes and distorts. So you're always surprised by what actually comes out of the blowing technology. Well, I picked 3 works out to show you. They each represent a different way of working and a different way of interpreting the subject. This one I call Obsessive Species. This is made in acrylic sheet, and it's a concave form. It's actually mounted on an asymmetric shape to create a feeling of perspective. The forms themselves, the drawing, are based on some observation of creatures like dragonflies and water boatmen and skimmers, and the whole idea is of a species trapped in a liquid mass within the leaf shape, and they're struggling and they're fighting, and the usual things are taking place in this miniature world. And the whole quality of the blue is to give it this feeling for water and depth, and also a sort of phantom quality. The technique, I've used very hard pencil and engraved line, creates a sort of brittleness to the shapes, very much characterizing the sort of qualities you have within the insect world. This is called Specimen Tree of Life. You can see that it's an acrylic form, and it's mounted proud of the surface, and it has reflected colour moving onto the base, so in strong light it glows. The whole quality of the drawing and the colour treatment is like that of a medieval illuminated scroll or document, and the inspiration for the shape is very much the Islamic paisley. The leaf shape becomes a paisley rather than a leaf, and the whole idea is that it's within this tree of life with its foliage, these extraordinary creatures moving and having their being and living another world. So it's very much in that tradition of historic context, the tree of life and the whole meaning of life and creation. This one is called Flight to Sinai. It's inspired by a trip I took quite recently to the Sinai Desert to visit a monastery, St. Catherine's Monastery, over 1,000 years old, a centre for Christian pilgrimage situated near Mount Moses. And the whole idea within this work is to try and capture the burnt rockiness of the gorge, and the whole idea of whether it's an angelic host or pilgrims as they voyage through towards this belief, Christian belief in this case. At the moment I'm planning a whole new series of, several series of dimensional drawings. So this is an ongoing process, and there'll be new things to see when I have my exhibition.